Go ahead, Greg Hunter.
So, Bob, you've said for quite a while that this team was capable of shooting like that, but this was the performance I guess you were waiting for. Had you seen that coming up in the last couple of weeks in practice or anything, that all of a sudden they were going to be that hot?
Well, they shot like that in practice pretty much all along. I don't think it was a matter of them looking like they were hot. They were just normal. You know, Sean really struggled in the games, but made everything in practice. Taz has been pretty consistent in making shots. We got to get JB going because he could be another guy making shots for us. Emmett's made shots, so we ought to. If we don't turn it over and if we stop dribbling it so much, I think we could be a pretty good offensive team.
Next is Ryan Pritt.
Coach, you went back to that pressure that we saw Friday, and obviously it paid dividends. I thought it really kind of energized you guys, turning, as Taz said, defense into offense. Just what were your thoughts with how that worked for you? And I'm assuming that's something we're probably going to see a little more of if it continues to go that well for you.
Well, I think it depends on the other team and their personnel. We just didn't want to sit there and have to guard pass after pass, back cut after back cut, you know, flare screens and everything else they do. They do a terrific job of running offense. We just wanted to make them play faster. And when you press and you take some chances and you double team some things, they're going to throw it out of there and have numbers, which really does speed the game up and gets them out of offense.
Ethan Bach, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, how important was it for you to get out Isaiah, Keedrian, and Jalen in quality minutes midway through the second half?
Well, we didn't get some of them out enough, but you know it was. They're a really good team, and they're so capable of making so many threes. I didn't want them to make a run. So every time that I thought they were starting to make a run, I try to get one of our veteran guys back in there and one of those guys out. But we got to get JB making shots. I mean, he really shot it well a year ago, and he struggled a little bit with his shot. He rebounded it really well at the end of last year, and we got to get him doing that again. But we got to get all of them doing that again. I mean, we're not rebounding the ball near the way we're capable.
We'll go to Justin Jackson.
Hey, Coach, obviously Deuce had a pretty good point guard, defensive point guard on him today. So the fact that he goes out and, gets you 20 and goes 9 of 11 from the field, what does that say about Deuce's offensive game?
Well, I think it's always been good. I mean, go back and look at the last game of the year here. I thought he played really well, shot the ball in, and that was against Baylor, who's now I think the number 2 ranked team in the country, and I thought Deuce was terrific. So it's, I mean, we're surprised when he doesn't, because he's versatile. He's a guy who can shoot it off the bounce. He can shoot it off the catch. He can play with his back to the basket. I mean, he's a versatile scorer.
Next question is from Kevin Kinder.
You've discussed your team's passing a lot this year. Did it maybe help a little bit that they saw on film a team that passes it well, and what can result? Because obviously your assists to make buckets today were great. Seemed like you moved the ball as well as you have all year.
Well, we passed it when we didn't dribble it off our foot or our knee or off of their leg or whatever. We dribble it too much, and there's nothing wrong with dribbling, but there needs to be straight lines. It can't be, you can't be going side to side and backwards and every which other way we did. I mean, I was just joking with Jordan outside there. I mean, he's got 2 feet out of bounds dribbling the ball. I mean, and a lot of that is that 3-point line keeps moving out further and further and give you less and less room there. But I mean, he's a guy who has great court awareness, and you wouldn't think that would happen to him. But we just got to stop dribbling it so much. You know, and there's nothing wrong with dribbling if you dribble for a purpose. But just to dribble. And then we get Senny in, he dribbles it and loses it. We get Taj in, he dribbles it and loses it. It's like a disease. It just all encompassing, you know. It just makes you do things you shouldn't do.
Cody Nesper.
Coach, was this close to what you expect to see from Oscar?
No, I expect to see a lot more from Oscar, to be honest with you. Oscar's a talented guy he's getting better. He's starting to become, you know, more and more the old Oscar, but no, I expect a lot from Oscar, a lot more, actually.
Matt Thornsworth.
Hey, Coach. Last time Richmond was in the Coliseum was when you were playing for WVU. I was just wondering, do you remember anything from that game?
Yeah, I remember guarding Kevin Eastman, who's had a great career as a assistant coach in the NBA, and he and I have become pretty good friends. Yeah, I remember that. I don't remember how many I had or he had or any of that kind of stuff. But
5.
who had 5?
You.
That's because I passed it all the time. Hey, right in there that I had 5 points because I spent all day passing it to Maurice and Bake.
Turner's next.
Hey, Bob. Now you jump into conference play. You got a few days before that, but you feel like you're ready to get into conference play?
I don't know. Well, I mean, we'll see. We've got a week, which is good. We've got a week to prepare for Iowa State. You know, although we come out of this, I think, a little bit dinged up and a little leg weary. So we're gonna take some time off with them and maybe look at some film and things, and then get back at it. But I don't know. I mean, if we make shots, we're pretty good. If we stop turning it over, we're even better.
And Justin Jackson to finish us off.
Coach, obviously you guys have put together, you know, a pretty good non-conference run here. Probably going to move back up into the top 10, you know, closing in, you know, on whatever ranking. You know, you guys had kind of gotten to this point last year and then kind of started to struggle. A year later, is this team more ready to handle success that comes their way, do you think?
Justin, I've got no idea. I mean, we talk about that. We talk about we're not even close to where we need to be. We talk about the fact that we're going to go play in probably the hardest basketball league in the country. We're going to fly more miles than anybody in America other than maybe Hawaii. You know, so we've got to take care of ourselves. We continue to try to, you know, fight this COVID-19 thing by taking care of ourselves and not putting ourselves in harm's way. And they've been really good. They've been really good. I mean, it's not like it can't happen, but they have been terrific about it. And you know, it's just there's so many variables, so many things that can happen. You know, we were playing. You want to talk about playing well? Now we were playing really well at the end of last year, getting ready to go in the conference tournament, thinking we had a great shot to win a conference tournament. We come out of a pregame meal, and Shane came down and said they've just canceled the Big 12 tournament and the NCAA tournament. And I mean, you talk about a kick and a you know what. I mean, that hit them hard, hit them really hard. And you know, who knows what's going to happen from this point on.